Of course, we've had a good many other songs and a good many other pictures. But now, let's follow a couple of songs from their inception, through their recording, to their finished appearance in our first CinemaScope feature-length cartoon, Lady and the Tramp. Now, after we'd completed a rough adaptation of the story, we held a meeting to discuss the song possibilities. You probably know Peggy Lee as a singer and an actress. But Peggy is also a talented lyricist, so she and Sonny Burke, the well-known musician and composer, were called in on the problem. Joe Rinaldi, ID and sketch man, and Ed Penner, writer and director of the story unit, discussed the story with them.
So our story ends happily. Lady and the Tramp are reunited and have a family of their own.
Oh, I love it. I love the whole idea.
Now, the story has a lot of warmth, Ed.
Well, shall we get to work?
Okay.
Where can we put the songs?
Well, if you like, I can go through the shorthand version. It'll remind you the highlights of the plot.
That's fine.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Over here in the plush neighborhood, we have our heroine, Lady, well-mannered young Cocker Spaniel. Next door, her blue-blooded friends, Jock the Scotty and Krusty the Bloodhound. He's the old boy, you'll remember, that's losing his sense of smell. Over here on the wrong side of the tracks, we have the Tramp. He's the independent mutt, a dog with a different home for every day in the week, depending, of course, on what's cooking. Now, our crisis first arises with the arrival of the baby. Lady, of course, falls in love with the baby the moment she sees him. Unfortunately, Aunt Sarah moves in, just to help out, and brings her 2 Siamese cats with her. The cats wreck the house, and Sarah blames Lady and puts a muzzle on her. Terrified by this treatment, Lady runs away and meets the Tramp, who takes her to the zoo, where a beaver chews off the muzzle. Now, the Tramp takes Lady for a night on the town. There's dinner at Tony's. They go for a stroll down Lover's Lane, but unfortunately, this romantic interlude is interrupted by the dog catcher, who picks up Lady. And now we find our Park Avenue debutante in the dog pound, surrounded by a lot of unsavory characters. When Lady is brought home that night, she's punished, chained to a doghouse. This gives our villain, the Rat, an opportunity to enter the house through the nursery window. The Tramp hears Lady barking and rushes over to see what's wrong. When she tells him about the Rat, he runs into the house and disposes of him. Aunt Sarah hears the Tramp, thinks he's come to attack the baby, so she has him sent to the dog pound. But fortunately, Jock and Trusty hear of the Tramp's heroism. They stop the wagon, and all ends well with the Tramp a member of the family and wearing a collar and a license.
Well, I think I see a couple of spots for songs. Here where Lady first sees the baby, I think that's a natural for a lullaby. And maybe a love song here where Tramp takes Lady out for their big night.
But, Peg, you wouldn't want Tramp to sing it, would you?
No, he's hardly the crooner type.
I agree.
How about Tony, Joe the cook? While the lady and the Tramp eat dinner, maybe he's a sing a beautiful song.
That's a good bit, Joe.
An Italiano love song, huh?
Good. There's a spot here where the cats get Lady into trouble. Walt suggested we tell the whole sequence with a song.
Well, Siamese, how about an Oriental number?
I think that's a wonderful idea. Do you have the business of the Lady and the Cats worked out?
Only in a general way. Joe, you have some ideas sketched out on it.
Yes, right here.
Ooh, they are a couple of villains, aren't they?
In a comedy sense, yes. We don't want to make heavies out of them. We just can't keep out of trouble.
Like a couple of mischievous kids.
That's right.
Well, that sounds like fun. Why don't we start with this one?
Good.
Fine.
So Peggy and Sonny went to work.
Peg, I think it calls for a certain kind of Oriental rhythm.
I think so, too. Maybe something like,
Let me try this. I have an idea.
Of course, there's more to writing a song than just getting an idea. It generally calls for patience, perseverance, and a lot of thought. It's seldom done in a day.
We are Siamese, if you please. We are Siamese, if you don't please.
I like that. Is that all right?
Fine.
They called their number the the Siamese Cat Song, a duet for two cats. When the Siamese Cat Song was finished, Peggy and Sonny made a test recording, with Peggy doing the voices of both cats. Now let's have Peggy explain how she sings a duet with herself.
It's really very simple if you happen to have a home tape recorder, and also if you can borrow another one from a neighbor, you might have fun trying it yourself. So first, with Sonny accompanying me on the marimba, I'm going to record my voice singing the melody on this machine, and that will be the voice of the first Siamese cat. Are you ready?
So.
Proceed.
We are Siamese, if you please. We are Siamese, if you don't please. We are former residents of Siam. There are no finer cat than I am.
We liked Peggy's test so well that we insisted she play both cat parts in the picture. Here's how one of our animators, John Sibley, saw her in his first rough animation drawings.
We are Siamese, if you please.